Marshmallow Fanboy back with another review, this time of Marvel Legends series Fantastic Four, The First Steps Wave. Now this review is a little bit different, mostly because this is pretty current. I got this yesterday from Entertainment Earth. Of course, it has a embargo. It wasn't supposed to be put out on shelves till July 1st, so I received it July 11th, and today is July 12th, so I am unboxing it the very next day, because I would love to post this the day that the Fantastic Four movie comes out. So if you're watching this on that day, then mission accomplished. But if you're watching this in August, I failed, and I'm sorry. So I got it in this case. I mostly slit the cover. There's a little bit of hanging on still, but that'd be easy to rip open, but I didn't want to open it without you guys. So, let's see. Well, shipping label from Hasbro to Entertainment Earth. I'm not actually sure if they sent it in these separate sort of containers, or they sent it in some like a large box. It looks like they're shipping this stuff one at a time or something, which is really weird. I'm sure that's not true, but that's, you know, there's a shipping label on there. So, let's see. Oh my gosh. No idea who is who. So we're just going to dig them out one at a time and take a look at them. And I'm just going to reach in to this first one. See if I can grab that tab and see who that is. And it will be Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. Look at that. The costume is amazing. I think the thing I like about the new movie costumes is that each one is a little bit different. Each one has a sort of a pointed difference that makes sure that each one is individual. It's got two stretchy arms, two fists for punching. It's got the cool, the watch that signals alert, like in the trailer. I'm really looking forward to this movie. I'm hoping it's really, really good. And judging by the figures, it will be really, really good. But that's all I've got to go on so far is the figures. And of course, I ordered them right away because I fear the tariffs, and I didn't want to get caught unawares. And I was really excited about this movie. I was excited about Thunderbolts too. And by the end of the movie, I'm a little confused about what the Fantastic Four's role is in that movie. But I'm looking forward to figuring that out in another 2 weeks when that comes out. I got tickets for the 25th, I think. Let's see. I just saw Superman on Thursday, so that was the 10th. So that was 2 days ago, and that was awesome. I enjoyed that. This is Johnny Storm, and of course it's cool that you have a Johnny Storm and a Human Torch, because you need one who isn't flamed on and one who's flamed off. He's got a little fire effects to make sure you know who he is, even when he's in civilian guise. It's cool retro sort of styling. The retro styling in both the trailer and on the box reminds me of, I don't know if you guys remember what Tomorrowland was like. There was kind of a Inventions of the Future kind of thing, and you'd walk through and there'd be these really sort of, they looked high tech for us, maybe back when I saw them in the 80s or something, but they, you know, nowadays you're like, oh, you would laugh and go, that's pretty silly, but that's kind of the world they live in at the beginning. So very cool. It could do a little bit of, you know, say who they are, and you know the packaging could be a little more fun. But it's retro, so that's probably the style. You probably didn't get a whole lot of detail on retro packaging, or on the packaging back when this is supposed to take place. So Invisible Woman. Very cool. It's got she's got one fist, one holding hand. She's got sort of a casting hand, sort of, and she's got a force field. So I bet the force field, yes, there's a hole on the hand where the force field plugs in. So it's kind of like one of the Iron Man effects where you can just plug it in and boom, she's casting. And there's a picture of her casting right on the box, which is very cool. And nice, really nice art on these. I'm not sure who's doing the art. Somebody at Marvel Studios probably supplied the art. It's very cool. Let's see. Number 4 is The Thing. Just a big, chunky guy. It's very cool. I like this version. He looks really good. The face really looks like him. And the previews and everything, I'm fine with how he looks. I'm used to the Michael Chiklis kind of look, and the other Fantastic Four, I can't remember what that was like. I think I saw it once on cable, and it wasn't very good, but it was, it's what we had. But that first one with the Michael Chiklis thing was, I liked the first 2 movies. I'm in the minority, I get it, but I like the first 2 movies a lot. The Thing is awesome. Super glad to get him in. Human Torch. And the first thing I noticed in the lights right away is he looks translucent. I don't know if that's true. I'll have to sort of hold him up to, maybe I can do this. One of my side lights. Maybe not translucent. Although I can see his insides a little bit. Could be translucent. I'll check it out a little bit more. But of course it comes with that kind of standard neck flame and the flaming fists and the flaming hands, which are probably, not. I don't want to say they're reuse because the textures of the costumes are different, so it had to be new sculpting. And there's also fire around his feet. I don't know if we've had another Human Torch like that. That's very cool. That's great art. Human Torch flying. Hey, you know what? That Human Torch. Okay, he is flying in both. Okay. I was like, maybe it's a different pose, but it's because his feet angle out like this, and on this you can't see his feet at all. So you don't know where they angle. But that's a really cool package too. That's a really cool figure. So we've gotten all of the main characters. There's only one character left, and it is the Silver Surfer. Now I get the controversy around the Silver Surfer. People are going, that's not my Silver Surfer. But if you consider that she's from a universe that it looks like the Fantastic Four have to flee at some point, and it could be that Galactus actually does carry out his mission and destroys the Earth. This is an alternate universe Silver Surfer, and there's always an opportunity for a future Fantastic Four movie to have something where, a Silver Surfer comes to the Earth they are on, but it's a male Silver Surfer. And it's a Galactus, and just like in the comics, they convince the male Silver Surfer to turn on Galactus. And that could be the thrust of a movie or a storyline, or it could be part of Secret Wars. It could be any of those things. It could be that the Marvel Universe we know doesn't know they have a Silver Surfer or a Galactus yet. So it could be that the male Silver Surfer is in that universe, and we're getting a female Silver Surfer because we're never going to see her again. Now, that's just my theory. It's probably wrong. Most of my theories are. But I get that she's controversial and that people don't want, they want Norrin Rad. They don't want this. So maybe we're going to get Norrin Rad at some point. It's just not right now. So the Silver Surfer comes with, I don't know what that is. Is that I think that's the thing, the effect you put under the surfboard, and it holds the surfboard aloft. It holds the surfboard in a sort of a pose, which is really cool. The surfboard, I think they said on the Marvel or on the Hasbro live stream, I think they said that's the longest board they've had for a Silver Surfer. So that's really cool. So that's all of them, all of the Fantastic Four First Steps figures. They look really good in the box. I'm really excited about them. I'm really excited about the movie. I'm really excited to be doing this in general. I haven't opened anything this you know, as soon as I gotten it in a long time. You know me, I'm generally a couple weeks to a couple years late opening things. But in this case, I'm opening it the day after. So I'm really excited to do this. Let's take them out of the package and see what we think of them in person. Now that they're out of the package, let's take a closer look. But first, a note about the packaging. I opened some of them, and this completely sort of tore on the back. And it happened to two of them. And what I did was the hook was down, and I just sort of went to do this and pry it up, and it ripped. The rest of them were easy to kind of get up to this position, but this wasn't. If you put a little pressure on it, it just tears. So if you get to retail and you're like, who's the destructive moron who is doing this? Just keep in mind that apparently it's real easy to do this. Just a little pressure and boom. Boom. That could be bad. That shouldn't do that. It shouldn't be this. The packaging shouldn't be so weak, I think, is my opinion. My two biggest disappointments with this wave were, and I use disappointment sort of broadly. I'm not real disappointed by anything in this wave, but I would have liked a Herbie and maybe a Franklin. Is that too much to ask? A little baby Franklin and a little Herbie too. Just sort of pieces of plastic that don't move or articulate or anything, but are just cool. And Herbie could come on that little stand thing that Deadpool came on for Deadpool versus Wolverine, but maybe a little higher up so that Herbie can look people in the eyes, which was my complaint with Deadpool. He's talking to everybody's hips. That would have been cool, but I can't complain overall. We did get some pretty good accessories from Invisible Woman's Invisible Shield to Silver Surfer's surfboard and energy effect that holds it up. We got a couple flame effects for Johnny Storm and a couple of different fists. The flame effects are molded on. I don't think that the flame effects come off. Do they? I think if you put in a lot of work, nah. They're molded on there. You probably could get them off with enough effort, but So now that we have them open and I've gotten that out of the way, it made a noise. Start with the Human Torch. He was fascinating to me because we've had Human Torches before, of course, and they've all have sort of these flame effects and everything else. But this is the movie's Fantastic Four. It's very cool. I'm going to say very cool until I pull this out. This light shows bright behind him. Yeah, he is translucent. I mean, the head is a little thick, so no translucent there. Or, yeah, it is translucent. You just have to bend it around the flames, which aren't as translucent as maybe you would like them to be, but very cool nonetheless. And he's pretty standard Human Torch, which you would expect from a Human Torch figure. He would go good with your other Marvel Legends figures, even if they weren't movie-related. In addition to these fists, he does come with two flight hands that are surrounded by flames as well. Whoop, I'm holding on to the post and not the hands. Flight hands. Very cool. For the ever-loving blue-eyed thing, he's got two fists. One of them's on him, and the other one is right here for clobbering time. And of course, he has another sort of grabby hand, and of course, a sort of a gesturing open hand, which is very cool for, I wanted to say gesturing again. But hey, while I'm on the subject, I want to see Johnny. He has the little alert bracelet there molded there on his left. I think one of the things that I like most about the figures are that they have individual uniforms, but Johnny wears his watch or his alert bracelet on his left side, whereas the rest of the team wear it on their right. It's a really nice touch. I don't know if the actor is left-handed or if they just decided to make Johnny left-handed, but it's a really nice touch. For Ben, this is not the sort of the trailer costume. The trailer had him in full costume from kind of head to toe, or maybe that was just for Sunday dinner. I'm not sure, but maybe he, fights this way near the end or something. I'm not sure. This is sort of the version in the comic book that I'm used to seeing, just bare-chested, from the waist up, and he either has trunks or pants. And this is cool. The 4 logos, which all of the team has on their pant legs, gives just a really nice texture. It's just really nicely done. It sort of strikes that balance between sort of original costume and sort of an astronaut costume, where you can sort of imagine that boots would seal up here, and then maybe an upper piece would seal onto there, and that kind of goes for the whole team. Looks like they are space ready, and according to the previews, I'm not giving anything away here, but according to the previews, they go up into space at some point and look around at Galactus' ship, which is probably a bad idea, but we will see when it gets closer to the time. So there. No spoilers, I haven't seen the movie, so there. In addition to the fist that Johnny has on, he has another fist. He has sort of a grabby hand where he can hold something, and he has a flame effect. And in his hand is sort of a gesturing hand that I wrap the flame around. The flame effects are nice because they're really versatile, and you can sort of wrap them around a character's wrist or put it right in their palm, whatever looks best. Like I said before, Johnny has his bracelet on his, or watch thingy on his left instead of his right. No 4 on the belt like Ben had. There's no 4 on the legs. The only 4 is right there on his chest. He's got the nice pattern. He's got the white boots, the white top with the white that goes down. He's the only one who has the white that goes all the way down. On Sue's, it's just sort of a rounded look for her, and a kind of a variety of smooth textures. But the lines go all the way down Johnny, and some of them they stop right at the chest, and then the stomach starts to be smooth and things like that. No 4. So all the 4s are on Ben below the belt, and everything is above. It looks like on the rest of the figures there's above. Though I swore one of them had a 4 on their legs somewhere, but I'm not sure. So it is really cool. Everybody has the white gloves with sort of the black inside of the glove. So that makes for a really nice sort of color combo. Sue has the black below the wrist, and Johnny, it's white below the wrist, but it's black on the inside all the way down. Mr. Fantastic has that same sort of glove situation. Sue, I think, is just white to the wrist and then black the rest of the way. Or maybe that's the way her arm is turned. I'll have to take a closer look at that. But it's a really nice figure. In addition to the gesturing hand that I put on the Silver Surfer and the fist that's on her already, she comes with another fist, another gesturing hand, and I don't know, sort of a curved hand. I'm not sure what that's for, if this is for gesturing or if it's for holding something. I'm not really sure what it does in the movie. She's palming something. She didn't come with anything, so she's not holding anything. I should check her package just to make sure I didn't miss something. Hold on. No, there's nothing in there with her. Nothing. I didn't detect anything. So I don't know what that hand is meant to do. But as far as the Silver Surfer goes, the base of it, the energy effect, is super cool. I'm going to take her off. I'm going to take the board off. And the board is real easy to get on and off. It doesn't sort of clip in or anything. What happens is it's sort of a friction stand. So this, as this runs along, eventually it narrows and it just catches by itself. You can push it in a little bit further, and you can see that the board sort of comes toward the bottom, but I haven't made it touch the anything. I don't think you could push hard enough to make it touch a surface or anything, but it holds it really securely. And then you can pose her on the board, and because of all the articulation for her, she's extremely flexible. She can get into just about any pose, so she looks good surfing on the board and posing. The only thing that maybe she's missing is maybe some energy effects would have been cool on her, just to so she could wield something as she's sort of bearing in on you with the board. The stand, of course, has limitations, which are obvious. I mean, she can only sort of hover a little bit. She can't really get above anybody's head. It would have been cool to have sort of a larger flight stand that could have held her up a little bit, and you could have tilted it in different ways. They have stuff like that for like the Goblin Glider. I guess for the Goblin Glider, you had to have a post in the board, or a hole in the board where the post would go so that it could articulate. For the board, I don't know if you can see, but it looks like there's a bit of orange that's been sort of washed into the board. It's real hard to detect, but there's two different colors there. There's the silver, yes, but it looks like maybe this is her penetrating the atmosphere, and maybe this is where the heat sort of mars it before, I'm assuming, the board heals itself like it does in the comics and things. But it is a really cool effect. It helps to kind of set it off, and it kind of helps to make it look different. In a display, it's not going to look great unless she's... Oh, you know what? The hand holding... The holding hand was for the board. It was to keep the board close. Right? So you put the hand on the other side of the board, and then boom, she's holding onto the board. I see. Never mind. The hand has been solved. Some of you are furiously typing in the comments, it's to hold the board, you dumb. I remember that from the Hasbro Pulse Live demo. Was okay. So, anywho, it's a really cool figure. No matter how you feel about it, she is a bad guy for the movie, and she's got all of Norrin Radd's powers and everything. And she has a nice face. What'd you call it? Printed face. And the hair is nice. There's no wash. It looks like there might have been a little bit of wash, but no wash in that hair. But really nice likeness. Really nice. I don't know if it matches the actress's likeness, but it's a good face print for a figure. For Mr. Fantastic, he comes with two stretchy arms. Of course, he comes with a fist. He comes with another fist for punching, which is I didn't put on him. He has a grasping hand, which is like a, hey, don't do that hand. He has his regular arm, which you can switch the hands on. That's cool. Then he has this hand. I don't know if you could switch. I don't know if you could. No, you can't take the hands off. So this is just like Dr. Octopus. This is a wired armature hand, so you can bend it, and it holds its shape. It's not as bendable as you would like it. You can sort of get it roughly into the shape you want. In this case, I sort of wanted that hand to come underneath and sort of grasp the other hand as in a, oh my gosh, that's crazy on my watch what's happening right now. There's somebody breaking through the atmosphere? Who could that be? Wow. Because that's totally what he sounds like. And that's absolutely a dead-on Pedro Pascal. And I don't think that you could do a better imitation. So there. So for Reed, he's straight up blue. Very little white. He's got the white on the belt, the white on the boots. Just like Johnny and Sue have the white boots and the white belt and the white gloves. His go, yeah, his gloves are basically like all the other gloves, and his shirt is completely blue, no white in it, but he's got the 4 on his chest, which is really cool. It's just it's different. I don't know what the rationale for it is or anything, but I just do think that the differences between the costumes are cool, and that they're not going for one sort of cookie cutter design, but they're looking for one thing that was good enough that everybody had to alter it a little bit. I think of it as the sort of the Danielle Moonstar. You know, in the New Mutants, they were all rocking the yellow and the black, and she came down with a belt with turquoise, stuff in it, and I think she came down with something else. I think she came down with a sort of an Indian headdress or something. And they were like, well, that's not uniform. And she's like, well, I'm not going to wear that uniform completely. I'm customizing it. This is my uniform now. So it seems like everybody was like, well, I'm not going to exactly look like you. I'm just going to, I'm down with the blue and the white, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to do this. And that was probably a good choice. Gives them a point of difference. But also, it's just nice to imagine that they all had some input into their suit and put a little bit of thought into it and into what they wanted their suit to look like. In addition to the sort of repulsor hand that she uses to plug her shield into, she has one fist for punching and one sort of open hand for grasping. Not grasping, for kind of holding a knife or a sword or something. And of course, one gesturing hand, which I put on there to make it look like she's sort of casting. Let me see the glove for a second. Maybe I turned the glove around weird. Yes, I just turned the glove weird. So it's not black from the wrist down. It's white from the wrist down. I just had it turned awkwardly. She's got the 4 on the chest. She's got the nice sort of rounded, and she's got a turtleneck like the rest of them, but hers doesn't have the line, so it's not like as cloth as the other ones. The shield effect is cool. I wish it didn't have sort of bullet hits in there, because maybe she's guarding against Doctor Doom or Cyclops' optic blast or something like that, and she doesn't quite need something that is also, firing bullets at her. It's a little weird. Let's see. This hand, the casting hand, I don't think it doesn't have a way to sort of lower it so that maybe the shield could be lower, though she could, adjust her arm and cast it lower and things, but she can't just be like this and then put it over. Though it would be cool, because if this hand could bend down, she could be putting like a dome over something important, like Franklin or something. And instead, she has to bend way down to do that. Which I guess works great. And that's perfectly fine. I don't know what my problem is with that specific thing. It's a little bit of a... I don't know if that's a shadow or just an imperfection in the paint. No, that's a little strand of hair that's casting a shadow, making it look like the paint is off a little bit. They're like 2 little black marks that are too perfect to be mistaken, and 2 little black marks over here. So I don't know what that means, but again, so individualized. Oh, she's wearing it on the left too. So Johnny wears his on the left, and so does Sue, which makes sense. They're both Storms, so they're both related. They both probably wear it on the left side. So she's a lefty, and Johnny's a lefty, and Reed and Ben are righties. So that's a really nice touch. You don't really get that sort of detail in an action figure. Usually they just put everything on one side and they kind of reuse a little bit. But on these, no reuse. I don't know. There could be some reuse, light reuse. But for the most part, you're going to have to paint them different and everything else. So it's a really cool wave. It's rare that we're getting a wave of of figures before the movie comes out, because they've already shown everything, and we didn't get that sort of treatment with the last couple movies, except for maybe Avengers Endgame, things like that. But we did for the last Captain America movie. Those figures were maybe a little bit, except for Falcon, they were a little easier, because I think they were mostly repaints with some sculpting added. I'm not absolutely sure. I don't want Marvel Legends to be like, hey man, we sculpted everything special for that movie, you jackass. But for Thunderbolts, nothing came out for them. We got solicitations, and I ordered those before I ordered the Fantastic Four figures, and I got the Fantastic Four figures first. So, I'm happy with the wave. I'm happy with these 6 figures. I'm happy there's a Johnny Storm and there's a Human Torch. I'm happy that we didn't have to kind of wait while they separated those 2 out or released one later or anything. I'm happy we got a Silver Surfer. We got everybody of consequence in the trailer who wasn't also 700 feet tall. So that's sort of a victory. Yeah, I get that, but the only way to get Galactus is maybe repurpose that HasLab, paint it like the MCU Galactus, maybe sculpt a different head and re-release it. And I am for it. I am another Galactus? Yes, please. Do it. And then release, with that HasLab, a thing in the full suit, release, effects, not even a different version of Silver Surfer, but just effects for Silver Surfer, added effects for Invisible Woman, added sort of flame effects for Johnny Storm, for Human Torch, add some extra articulated, maybe legs and things for Mr. Fantastic, maybe not with the sort of the wires inside of them, but maybe just like the sort of kind of Plastic Man legs with the, well, I don't know if Plastic Man had it, but they were articulated and not bendy. So that'd be cool. It would just be nice to have a different Galactus, even if he was full size. And of course, that's all dependent on whether this next movie is well received. If it makes a ton of money and it's well received, then maybe we will get some of these figures. Maybe we'll get a Herbie and a Franklin. That'd be cool. And whoever else we're missing from that universe. I was hoping, even though he won't be played by Stan Lee, I was hoping for a Willie Lumpkin. But it could be that there is an allegory to Jack Kirby. Maybe some character pops up that, like a mailman who is sort of Jack Kirby-esque, and maybe we could have a Jack Kirby figure. I don't know how likely that is. I don't think that's real likely. But I can dream. It's my channel. It's my video. So again, this is a first for me, man. I got these figures yesterday, and I'm going to make the videos, and I'm going to put them online by the 25th. This I swear! Sorry, that's more of a Thor sort of sounding thing. But until next time, enjoy your toys.